Hmm. uh, this is interesting. Hi, this is David, and this is my first stream. I was experiencing some hiccups, but I'm up now. So, this stream is basically just me building an offer. Like, I'm building the offer and I'm working on it live right now. And all I can say right now is, instead of me to start talking too much, I'll just show you. So it's basically a funnel design asset library by Dashluck. And what it is basically just, like I said, a design asset library that would be hosted and built on Figma. And it's basically just a collection of all sorts of design elements in varying number of styles. I just wrote this now, and reading it out is just a bit weird. It's completely editable and customizable in less than 5 minutes, which is why the tagline is edit, export, insert, and repeat. So you know how you buy a template. So for agency owners and business owners, basically you hop onto a new platform, you see templates, and the templates all look nice, but when you start editing them, or they look like shit. Basically, they look like trash. So you may see a template that looks like this, and then you start editing it, and just because you don't have access to this kind of assets, like this one, you see these are all like assets and images, you basically end up with something that looks nothing like the actual template. And that is basically why I'm building this. And why I'm building it live is just so I just hold, like the internet just holds me accountable that I have to do it because I started in the first place. And that's it. Now I can't really see the chats because I don't know if I didn't set this live stream up properly, but I am supposed to be able to see the chats, but I can't. So it's basically just like me talking to myself. So I would do something, I would look at it from my phone and try to reply when I can. And now let me just go. Let me continue from where I stopped. I stopped at the asset library. And it basically just helps you push out aesthetic and functional websites fast. That's basically what it does. With that in mind, something simple to take into account. I'm just trying to check if like the chat is up. And the why, as an agency owner or business owner, speed takes priority, of course. And so getting your stuff out there in the shortest time possible is the goal. Well, I'm working on creating this funnel asset library in Figma, both for ourselves and everybody else. So, of course, I as a funnel designer, website designer, I'm going to be using all these assets like I've already been doing, and I create them custom. Like you would see, I'll show you in a few minutes. This essentially enables you to be able to buy a template or get a template, like buy an asset, like if you use High Level or whichever platform you use, basically. ClickFunnels, High Level, Groove. You'll be able to buy an asset and use it and push out a funnel that looks good in the least amount of time possible. Now every single asset inside the template, that template, and also enhance this template with stunning visuals in the least amount of time possible, like I mentioned. When will it be available? Let me see. When will it be available? Like I said here, first batch in about 2 to 3 weeks. So I plan on designing it in styles. So glass morphism, and basically a bunch of different design styles, and the asset will be designed in these styles and structured accordingly, of course. So no exact dates right now, but as it will constantly be updated on a weekly basis. The first version will be out and launched in the above time frame, which is about 2 to 3 weeks from now. How do I get access? So it's basically just the pricing I just drew up now. $50 yearly access, $20 for monthly access, and then $300 for lifetime, so you don't have to pay again if you paid for it once. This pricing was definitely not well thought of. Like I said, it wasn't like I didn't really think through it, but it's gonna stand till whenever, to when the product launch, like I put here. So the building blocks, header, so for each part, so like the header, where the heading, basically the each building block for the funnel, every funnel follows a similar structure, although there are different types of funnel, like a VSL funnel, we all know that, but they all have these assets in them. So for the header, which obviously every funnel has, it has a social media proof ratings, social media proof, which is like ratings and stars, and background styles, gradients, patterns, and other styles. So let me just show you. This is my Figma workspace, and if I zoom out a little bit, you would see I opened this page before, and inside of this page you would see this elements right here. So this is basically one of those header assets. It's usually put right below or right above this, just to ensure, I even put above here just to ensure that the proof is properly communicated to, obviously, the visitors. So in this case, this is one of them, and if you open other funnels, you would see something very similar. So this is for Sell Like Crazy, and instead of all of those, like this one, he basically replaced it with the Ashwan Amazon bestseller, which is great because that is like enough proof that it works. And of course there's this and that, and this is like a bar indicating that it's low, and basically showing that it's on demand. Same with this, showing that they have taught 15,000 students. And of course, this is just, if you carry this, is just like an image. It's a GIF that has the check mark blinking. And that's it. Now let me close this and just show you. First off, we would start with, what I want to start with right now is this star. So I made these circles. I basically just made a circle and inserted an image in them. This is basically me designing the assets right now. So I would go, I could delete this one. I could just take just one of them, and then I'll overlap them a bit. I'll come to the first one, insert a bit of stroke, and make the stroke around 5, and it's fine there. I could also insert a stroke here and make it 5. And so it looks like that. Now I can easily come into this one and run my last plugin, which was the plugin I used. And then I would come to and then I would come to this here, and I'll just choose female, millennials, and then photo quality could just be regular, it doesn't matter. Now just insert. Now as you can see, this photo changed. But what if I wanted to use like an image from inside of my workspace? An image from inside of my workspace. I'll just come and search for man image, and then I would choose like this guy here. I think this is on pixels. I'll choose this and I would save image as. It doesn't really need to be clear. It just needs to be. So I would save it as like male. Sorry about that. And then I would come into the image section here, which is the fill. I would upload from computer, go to downloads, and I'll go to mail and just open. And as you can see, that is how easy it is to replace. Now using this on your, I can just delete this. I'll just come here and then I'll come to this one. I could hold on both of them and just go to brown between both of them. So I'll just choose random photo, insert random photo, I mean. And I'll wait for a while for that to be done. And as you can see, inserted 2 random photos in there, and that should be all for now there. So I take this, I was building this here, so let me just shift this here. Let me shift this here, and then I duplicate that. I duplicate that here. And then let me say I wanted to make this So now I want to, about reducing the size of this, I would come to and just press on K and just go for 0.2. That's too small. Let me just go K again. Just go 1.3. Let me go there again. Okay. 2. Okay. Now this serves as, let me just group that, and then I bring it here, and then I choose. So this is like the first asset I would design. Now is it done? Of course no, it's not. Next, what I would do is I'd come here, I'd insert it inside of a frame, a new frame. And I would come here, I'd go 0.8, 8. And then I would curve this to like 25. You can't see it now, so let me just put in a fill like that. Change it to a bit of ash here. Well, let me just leave it on white, and then I'll just make it a bit transparent. 30. I'll come back here and I'll increase this to 50. And this is where we would need our stars. So this is another empty space. I'll just come in here. I would make this, since I would need a different star, I would come here and go into different star. I'll come to, let me see. I'll come to plugins. So I need an icon. I searched for this star before, so I'll need a star that is filled. And one that's empty. So let me see, I would need a half filled star. Let me use this. So I'd come in here. I would choose a color for this, and I'll come to fill. I could just choose on the same yellow, and that'll be it. Selection colors, I would come. I need the star separate, so I need to remove it from inside of that. So back to the fill. I'll select this and then choose on the yellow again. And then I get this. Then I need it in 5 places, so it's like 5 stars, 5 of 5, 4, and 5 stars. I'll come in here and I would just add another layout here. And that is it. And I could copy that. And then I'll just paste here. What I simply want to do is to just add 5 stars or the amount of reviews, whatever it is. So I'll just come in here and just duplicate this. Since I'm only going to be streaming for like 1 hour, I would be done with this and get just the header assets basically, and this will come in like different styles. So this is like the first one, and then there will be a second one, Okay, so uh so back to this, I would need just a short text like that, and for that I would just come here and just go 15. And on 15 I would go okay, I'll go regular. So 5 stars or of 10, 5 over 5 stars of 10,000 reviews, which sounds impossible, by the way. Anyways, now come here, I'll make this like 17. I'll come and make this 20. Okay, looks good. Looks good. Now we have to just fix one last thing. Shift or okay. 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 Now I want to put even space in between them, so I'm just gonna do this. That's it. Now it looks hideous because the text should be on one line. To do that, I could just come here and just drag this. And then I'll end it here. Alright, so that is it. Now I could decide that I want to come in here and just reduce this a bit, the entire box, and I'll just go 0.8. And therefore it looks like that. So for the heading, that is the first one. That's like the first asset. So I'm just gonna come in here and just create block and just call it the stars. Take this, copy, and I'll paste it here. And for the background, I would choose, for the background, I would choose a different color. Let me see. I could just I could just make it 30 instead. Yeah. So basically the assets will be on the right. I'm basically planning this live as I speak. So basically the assets will be on the right, and how they are used. So header like this would be on the left, just to explain how it will look or what it is meant to do, and it's just going to be on the right here, alongside it. They should be the same size. Let me see. For 1104 1863, which is 1863. All right, so it will look like this, and there'll be different styles of stars. So this first one is just like this, and then the second one would be like alts. So there are 3 different styles. I know they look exactly the same. So now, to make them different or to look different, you might want to make it like 4 out of 5 stars or something similar. You could just come to the last one and do this. And that is 4 out of 5 stars. And if you would want, and by the way, each of these are like its own assets, so you could just export just the 3 of them together, and just the entire block. And let me say, if your designs had, let me say your theme was a green color, I wanted to use green as the border width here, you could come here, come to green, just look for a really nice green, and then to look like that. Looks hideous. Now to look like that, you could also just come to the background and just make it have the same green. Of course, it's not going to look like that. And you just come to transparency and just put it at 20, and it looks like that. And it looks like that. This, if you would copy this, just to show you how it will actually look, if you'd copy this and you come in here and then you just paste to replace it here, just to see how it looks like that. And as you can see, it doesn't look that bad. Ctrl Z, Ctrl Z, clicking on it, it's not working. Anyways, let me see. Ctrl Z. Okay, so basically I would make around 20 different styles of stars by itself, and then 20 different just stars by itself. So you can just come here and just pick one, export it, edit it and export it. And it's as simple as, I can't log into my funnel platform today. I will basically be focusing on just here. I'll be streaming for just 1 hour, and it's already 42 minutes. So the next asset would be, as you can see on this platform, they use Trustpilot stars. This star, as you can see, looks a bit different, and it's Trustpilot, so they don't need to see any profiles. So that's why it's just the stars. And on some platforms, they link out to Trustpilot just to confirm their proof. And others, like in this case with, let me just go back to that Sell Like Crazy. It's a good example for this, what I want to explain now. So in this case, some platforms would link out to their on normal websites, if you see something like this, it will link out to their from here. If you click on it, it will link to directly to the book on Amazon. But being that this is a sales page, they're not doing that at all. So it's just like if this was positioned on any other part of the page, it would link. If you click on it, it will link to Amazon directly. But here it's just as a social proof, like proof that it works and stuff. And so that's what it did. So next is, let me see, stars. Yeah, backgrounds. For backgrounds, it could get tricky, but you could use a very number of things, from lines to this is my agency site I was working on, and there is a lot of assets in here. It's just scattered around. Now I need something from here. This is an asset I built. Not wanting to rebuild it again, I am just coming in here and just taking this one of these lines, and I'm just going to go back to where we're working on before and just paste it here. And it's just one line. As you can see, just one line. It holds no special significance, but just watch what will happen. I'm going to come here. I'm going to come to offer assets or sales page. This design from the NHP group. I was looking at the colors because they made some awesome design choices for the colors. Anyways, so this is a video block I used. This is a funnel I designed recently. It's kind of live right now. And so this is a line. Right now it just looks like a normal line, but this is how it looks on a sales page. Once again, I'm going to duplicate this header right here. I'm going to duplicate this header. And then I'm going to delete. Oh, I think I would leave that be. I would come to the center. True. Okay. I reduce the text to like 75. Only show trading potential with funded bull. So now I want to insert an image here, but first off, let me just change this darker black to this blue. So let me use this blue. No. So okay. No, that looks bad. Let me see. Oh, it's transparency is low, so I'm just gonna come here. Okay, so this is basically just me doing. Then I would come to the curve and make it 50. And make this 0.7. So it's a bit smaller. Why this is usually put below the button is just so on entrance into the page, the first thing that is seen is the heading. And then there is this video, there's this. So I want a video here. I want a video here. So now I would begin what I was trying to do, which is making this. So let me put this at the bottom here. I'll put a button up top here. Okay. So the video goes at the center. Paste here. So this is the video element. And I would come to I need a bowl. Damn, this is weird. Bowl. Let me see. They all look funny. Let me see this one. Nah. Let me check bank. Money. And just search. That looks nice. So I would come to the fill and just remove it. Nope. I think that fill was there for good reason. And I'll just come here and just put it at 40. Yep. Now for the background pattern that I was talking about, I could copy the stars from this one. Okay. So there are basically two of them right now, and I just want this to be above everything else, so I'll just bring to front. The clip content. Okay. So I'll come in here. Clip content is checked. So Okay, bring to front. I think I would delete this one. Now it looks like that. So it almost looks like this blended into the background. Now making this an asset would be different. Unlike the first one where I just made the stars, making this an asset would mean that whoever is designing it would have basic design principles, but all of that is not needed. What you just need to do, just come to the header, which is this block right here, and this is the video header, the video section. I could just close this. I'll come to the text, I would close that one, and I'll come here to this frame and close this, and now we have an empty frame with just this. And then we'll come here and then we'll export that as a PNG. If it gets blurry, you do it ×2 here, and then you just export that, then use it wherever as a background. Ensure the video is at the center. That's it. As I just basically went through a rundown of how these elements would be exported and used, or how designers in general export their assets to use. And that's just it. So that's like the first background style. Now this background style I just made is like the first of probably like 50 different styles, which would include grades and grades, dots, varying gradients actually. And I think I got 5 minutes left. So coming back here, gradients, patterns, and so I made this one. So there's one other one I wanted to make. So like gradients. I personally do not like gradients, but it seems that it's like extremely popular for good reason. I used it on here, so I know it's right there. And this was made recently, and I would say to me it's may let me see to me it makes the site looks good when it's used properly. Like on this color here, on the bow here, I may decide to make it a gradient, a linear gradient, and on the second color I will just put this green, and I'll do this. And then it looks like this. Now it matches the gradient of the frame here, as you can see. But in this case, using the same gradient as the play button here is a bit excessive in my opinion. Although it's just a thumbnail, like so. When you upload an image to use as a VSL on the platform, they give you the option to add a thumbnail or a placeholder for the video. And you could do a varying number of things. You could add it as, in this case, I didn't add a thumbnail, so it's just the video. It randomly chose a part of the video to be used as a thumbnail. But you could also just add the thumbnail that you made, which increases the CTR. And in this case, using the gradient here is like too much. But I don't know. But yeah, that's it for that. So a few of the assets I'll be creating basically, if we go through this, we'd say a few gradient icons, so icon styles, and then this, so like video mockup previews, ticket styles. So if you have a ticket to an event and you want it to like be on your website like a mockup, so it looks something similar to this, but it's like a ticket style. And there's not much on the site, but it also looks very functional. This site was built on Webflow, by the way, so functionalities like this are not really available in this. How robust this is, not really available except to use custom code, of course. They're not really available in this style. I mean, you could add drop downs. You could do something similar to this, but not just not exactly the same. And then there is this chat heads like this one. That I could add covers like this. This should be green gradient, as you can see. Video previews. Like I said before, chat heads. Mockups, since I don't really have the right to resell mockups because I won't be making any custom mockups, I would only make mockup styles, so like assets you can just insert into a mockup. So let me just show you. So let me say you have a website, and let me see. Let me say you have a website, and this is the page for the website, this header here, and you want to add in a mockup to it. So I'll just run a plugin that has like mockups in it. ls. So let me just run this one. And this has a plugin inside of it. I don't know what's happening now, but there should be a MacBook Pro 2021, 16 inches, and just search for that. Okay. Device. So let me say I want to add it into something like this, and I click on it. And I will just go in here and just upload. Oh, to upload the design, I'll click on (2880 by 1864). So I'll have to resize this. So to do that, I would come to here, 2880 by 1864. And I just click on enter. And then I would go upload. Now this is not layered properly, but let me just put it and just show you. Okay. Two, 8, 0. Let me do this instead. I'll run the last plugin. Now it's empty, so I'll come back. It's covering my entire workspace, so I just have to zoom out. It's already 5 minutes past. Let me see. Let me just go to a different tab and just show you what I was trying to explain there. So this is my site that is being rebuilt right now. And this right here is the first version of the mockup I made. Now this was a mockup like the other one. But it wasn't that one. It wasn't from that library. This was also now I would want to add a perspective to this image if I would use it in a different way. So I'll just go to manage plugins. Now if I wanted to make like an app, like an ebook app, I could just come here, and instead of that one, I would do this instead. And both of them could track right into the sides. And of course I could do that. It looks a bit too bright for its environment. So I could do this and then leave it here. And of course I'll bring this to the front. So it would be like a software program for training. And this is the exact this is exactly what I would use. And have it slightly be above the text like that. And then there'll be a button to just sign up. This would be like the header for an app. And it won't just be like a mock-up. I was trying to use a different mock-up, but since that wasn't working, I had to use the one I already have. And anyway, that's it. So I would have the header assets and I could just run through them and show how I would use it in a live header on a template. I'll just on a template on a platform, one of the templates there, and then I'll just show you how it would look compared to what would have been there before. And that's it. So the patterns, the headers, every asset I just mentioned, and every asset that is basically used on a header to make it look aesthetically pleasing, I would make them, and by next week you would have your first preview and it will be available. And that's it. All right, I'll see you in the next one. Let me even see if I have any questions.